Told her when I met her, if you don't like cars, you don't like me, because I'm a car nut. She hung with me. She'd get in the garage and help me pull transmissions out and everything. But when she got older, she'd say, when the blankety blank you going to grow up and quit messing with them blankety blank cars? I said, what the blankety blank did I tell you? In 57, I ain't never going to grow up. If you're a nut, you're a nut. Well, this is the draft. This isn't necessarily what the cover will look like, but it's the latest draft of what the cover will be. It's called Pickups, a Love Story. And today I'm just going to share some of these stories and trucks with you. Tommy is a brick mason, a real character. The contractor that told me about Tommy said that, he'd contract him to build a stone wall, and in the middle of the night something would be going on. He'd look out the window, and Tommy's pulled his car up and he's using his headlights and he's building the wall, because it needed to be done. Tommy said, you got everything. People used to say, you got everything except the kitchen sink. I finally put one up there. Now they look and say, oh, you got the kitchen sink. He says on jobs, people say, homeowners say, how in the world do you find things in that truck? I can find it. They call it a Tommy load. He lives on a farm where his family's been for 100 years. There's so many sub-stories in here I could tell if I had time. This is a late 1931 pickup, one of the first to ever have fully metal enclosure for the cab. Usually they had cloth hanging down. But the interesting story about this, George bought this 50 years ago when he was in high school or college student from a kid that had taken it all apart, and it was all in bushel baskets. And George says he wasn't a very good college student, and so instead of studying, he'd go out and he'd work on his truck. And he gets it all together and so forth. And then he had a business, and one of his vendors forced him into bankruptcy. And the assessors were coming, and he did not want them to know he had this pickup truck, so he took it all apart again, back into bushel baskets. And finally painted it up and put it together. They like to tour in this, and they like to take their grandkids ice cream. And they're not supposed to have kids in the back. And to go to the ice cream place goes past the sheriff's house. But the sheriff's been in trouble with the law recently himself, so they figure they've got the upper hand. Finally, Rich Bryan. Rich says, I never thought I'd be in competition with my Ford pickup truck. But the more I thought of the similarities, the more similarities I came up with. We're both old and retired. I'm 75, and my truck is a 1995 F-150, old in truck years. I'm a bricklayer and used it right good carrying loads on construction sites. Each of us has a lot of miles on us. My truck has 436,000 miles on it, and I've been married over 50 years. We both could use a tune-up and some repair. We both did get some new parts. We both had our rear ends worked on. He says, that pickup is part of me, I guess. I got a little chair out the shed, and I go out there and I sit and I keep the truck company. We keep each other company now. Neither of us are ready to give up, but I can see the end coming. Which of us is going first? Right now, it's a dead heat.